Recently I've realized that my world is looking a little dull, and after I played a lot of Peak, I began to be quite inspired. So I'm going to start this mini-series in my world dedicated to a massive terrain overhaul. Without further ado, let's begin episode 1. Now I know last episode I said that we were done with the beach, but I wanted to create some framing in the area. And to do this, we're going to have to expand the wall a little further. I also needed to get a reference point, so I did some research and I found this beach in England with the silly name, and it is the perfect thing to base our build on. With a few alterations, I think it will really add to the composition of our base. But before we gather the resources, I have to show you the block palette. So I'm right here where we left off last episode. You know how I said I was gonna add like a little viewpoint, and to make that I actually have a bundle of every single item or every major item that we will need to actually build this with all the gradients. So let me just lay this out real quick. As you can see, we have a lot of blocks here, mostly the same on this lighter end to what the normal wall is, but there's a lot darker blocks, and you're gonna see that that's gonna make up the shadow of the build, like really just make it look a lot darker in there. And these are gonna be more of like accent, just to make stuff pop out a little bit more. But because there are a whole bunch of blocks, it also means that we have a whole bunch of resource gathering. And first I want to focus on the dripstone. So come into my storage room right here, and we do not have a lot. We're gonna need 6 stacks of the normal and then not too much of the pointed. But the issue is I'm not sure where I should even look. So I flew over here to the cave where I got my first diamonds in this world. Also, the farm is over here, but I believe, yep, there is dripstone right here. So I just got to get this really quick before any mobs kill me. That's all the dripstone that we need, so it wasn't too bad. While we're here, I need to get some brown dye. So just gonna come up to where I keep the cocoa right here. Okay, that should be more than enough. Now we could just go back home. And before we get anything else, I just want to check how much of the stuff I already have. So I'm just going to bring a whole bunch of shulkers over here and then sort it all out for this stuff. Okay, we have a good amount. I've already made a big dent just by bringing all this stuff out here. We're missing the majority of the wood. This is all the wood I have. We're going to need a lot more, maybe not of dark oak. We need these wood variants, so none of the log faces are showing. So it just means that we're gonna have to get even more wood. Even this jungle wood will not cut it. I think we need 6 more stacks of this, and then the oak, I think we need about 4 more stacks. Other than that, there's the mud bricks. We do need a lot more mud. Do need a little bit more brown mushroom blocks, but honestly the brown mushroom blocks shouldn't take that long. Just the mud. Already have a bunch of wheat, so I'm just gonna have to use my really old mud farm down there. Still works, but it's not the greatest. Yeah, so I think I might go on a little montage getting all of these materials. Okay, I just got everything, so now I can finally take this down. Now everything is sort of ready, but because we're putting the build over here, I want to get rid of all of these trees just so we can kind of do whatever we want with this landscape, because it will get in the way. So I'll just clean this up real quick. Okay, it's all cleared out for the most part of all the trees right there. I don't want to mess with the terrain back there because I don't know what I'm doing right there. And I just remembered, I actually got to clear this out because this part is going to be hidden. I don't want like the vanilla generation to be shown. Of course it started raining, but that is all leveled out. And I don't know what else to say, but I think it's time we just start this. And there, we are practically done. Just had to add those candle birds because I didn't think it would make sense that this whole beach had no seagulls. That is what we are working with. I really like this. Now see, the view for me isn't that new since I've been squatting on this build for like a couple weeks, but I think I did a really nice job just with the shadows and then the shading in general and then the whole shape of it. And I also use some glass, soften up those edges. See, I don't really want to go too up close because I'm scared that things are gonna spawn in here, because we got a little bit of a mob spawner in here. I can't really fix it or else the light will seeps through the blocks at night and I think it looks like really bad. So I'm not sure what to do about that. Now you might have noticed that I said practically finished. You know, if you come just out a little bit more, yeah, it's still floating. So yeah, I need to fix that because it doesn't look the greatest. But I also need to get this terrain moved away and all of this dirt turned into sand. So we still have a couple things to do. So first off, I think I'm just gonna fix the bottom of this real quick. It shouldn't be too long. I'm just gonna pillar down. Okay, I finished the bottom real quick. I didn't make it too detailed because obviously this is the part you're supposed to be looking at, and some of it might end up being covered up by this because I kind of made like a swooping down thing. So I might have the sand come like down here and like level out more at the top, like to that. I might do that. So this might not even be visible. But now I just want to take this land back. Yeah, so I just want to take all that down, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the rest. I think I'm just going to leave it flat, though. So, may have got a little carried away. It is all done. I covered it all with sand. I got all the dirt out. I even got that ledge out. I believe now all we have to do is clear out my shulkers, which won't even take that long. This is the final product. This is what I was talking about last episode, not keeping it busy over here so you get a real nice view, birds in the air, all that. I am extremely happy. That is the end of this episode. It was honestly it felt super short recording it. Not sure how long this episode's gonna be. I think this is definitely my new favorite build in this world. And I'm not sure if the next episode is going to be a part of this little like mountain building mini series, just because it takes a while to even build these and do all the terraforming. It just takes a long time. Yeah, but that's the end of the episode. So I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya.